Okay, I have another vlog here I want to do. A friend of mine asked me to make this for him because he's not into this whole YouTube thing and he's interested in what everybody else thinks. And it's about going to the moon because he doesn't believe that they went to the moon, and quite frankly, neither do I. Because there's this one little thing about the Van Allen radiation belt, and if you don't know anything about the moon or going to the moon, just Google Van Allen radiation belt. Anyway, he wanted me to ask these questions and to get people's opinion. He goes, the first one is, why haven't we been back to the moon? You know, once they conquered Mount Everest, they climbed the bloody mountain every week after they conquered it the first time. Yet we went to the moon and nobody's ever been back, which seems unusual because normally when we make one trip somewhere, other subsequent trips follow. The other one was they're planning on going to the moon in 2020. That will be 50 years. Well, 50 years from the last time seems a rather long time because the technology in the 60s was far, far less than what we have now. Our technology now is far greater. And are they trying to tell us that they can't recreate that piece of tin that they went to the moon in the 60s? Why don't they just replicate it? How hard would that be? Honestly, we have technology far superior to that now. Just replicate it or use the same one. So that was the third question, you know, why can't they just replicate that one and go back to the moon? What's the big deal? And there was another thing, he was in China, and when he was in China, this was only 6 months ago or so, they had a documentary over there, and he said it was hours long, this documentary, about how China was putting this probe into the, that will show everything on the moon and be able to completely scan the moon, not scan it, but show the pictures of the moon. And yet we've heard absolutely not one skerrick of information on this probe that China put into space over here. We haven't heard it. Have you heard anything about it? Why is that? So quite frankly, I think it was all just one big farce. It just seems, you know, and the spaceships they send up now with people in them, and I'm talking about with people in them, and I do believe they sent one to Mars, I believe that, but there was no people in that. But all the ones they've sent up so far have never gone past the Van Allen radiation belt. Now, why is that? A little bit of research you might like to look into, and I'd like to know your opinion. Smile and have a nice day.